welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Paris the Empress. I'm here again with another video for you guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you haven't, and follow me on my social media, which will be Paris the Empress. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about, I forgot what I was going to be talking about. Listen, I'm in San Antonio. I'm on home time. My mind is currently now on vacation. Oh my god. Okay. I'm so checked out right now. I'm not even focused too much on trucking. It's like, what is trucking? What is air brakes? How do you air brake? What is that? Fit sliding wheel, what's that? I'm sorry. I guess I'm the only one that goes through that when I'm on vacation or if I'm taking home time. So I wanted to talk about the companies that I was going to consider before going to Swift. So I put in for Werner, put in for JB Hunt, was gonna put in for Knight, but then I remember, and that was like before the last company that I was with. But they said that I needed to have my CDL and 6 months experience. So I was like, okay, I'm not even going to attempt to try to put in an application for them. I put in for Schneider. I put in for CR England. And hold up. Before I go any further. All of these companies that I am naming, they are not to bash. They aren't. They really are not. And please don't send any hate to anybody who is a part of these companies. The biggest thing that I realized being in this industry, and I'll make a separate video on this, as to why I am somewhat hesitant against being a lease owner op. But the biggest thing that I learned in this industry is no company is as good as the company that you keep or you own. So what I mean by that is the people that you have supporting you along the way, the support system that you have is going to, even if it's just yourself, that's going to prompt you to wanting to own a business. And it doesn't necessarily even have to be in trucking. It opens the doors for possibilities to places that you can invest in, places that you can be a partner in. You start looking at the business aspect of where you could put your money. At least to me. So that's just my take on it. Take it how you will. Add to it as you may. In any event though, but I put in for all these different companies and I set myself back on a lot of them, and because I was still trying to figure out if I wanted to even continue doing trucking. That's what it was. That's why I had been on YouTube for about 3 to 4 months, because I was still trying to figure out if it was the route that I wanted to completely go. If not, explore other things. And I tried. I did. But my heart wasn't really in it as much as it was being able to explore most of the Americas that trucking was able to provide. Hence why I'm back. I did want to, even though I'm regional, I did also want to talk about some of the companies that I just wasn't going to do, or the companies that I wasn't going to be a part of just at all. So there was PTL, Werner, JB Hunt, and what other companies were there? Werner, PTL, JB Hunt. JB Hunt required 3 months, didn't have it, only had 2. PTL, for the longest time, they were my top contender. They really were. I was gonna go with them starting in May. It was going to be a 7-day refresher, except my CDL and medical card address did not match. Werner, that was the first company I contacted. They said no, because of the accidents that I had with the previous company that I was with. And then I ended up trying, my stomach is growling. I need salmon. I need the Cheesecake Factory. Okay, let me be serious for 2 seconds. 1, 2, okay. But no. That was a no-go. So JB Hunt was a no-go. PTL I was gonna try for the longest time. I set that back so many times to the point to where the recruiter was like, okay, if you keep on delaying this orientation, then what we'll end up doing is you'll end up having to reapply within 90 days. So I was like, okay. Now during that time, I had already put in for CR England as well. They were the same way. So I ended up getting an email from them talking about all the things that they were going to be doing and how it's vital for me to let them know what moves I was going to make, which I understood. I didn't want to take anybody's opportunity away from them if they were considering to end up going with a CR England. So I ended up sending them an email saying I'm sorry for the inconvenience and I am going with another company. In any event, thank you for giving me this opportunity. So I told them that. After that ended up happening, and ultimately I will say this, I feel like upon doing, or at least trying to consider what I was gonna do, I did feel like I wasted some people's time. I really did. But I'm weighing my options, and I feel like you need to research a company enough to know what it is that you're gonna ultimately do. I know during that same time, CR England got a hold of me, Western Express got a hold of me, and one of the recruiters was trying to hard sell me on flatbed and told me about how they were basically, they had like the best, one of the best flatbed schools out there, and that I should completely consider them, even though I had told them, I was like, well, if you look at my DAC report, and I was hoping that would steer him. Listen, look, I have the fear of God in me when it comes to flatbed. I have so much respect for people who actually do flatbed, but it's like, with what I've been through, me and flatbed, and I understand that things do happen, but I'm good. Because I asked, when he ended up contacting me, I was like, okay, well, do you guys have anything outside of flatbed? And he said no, and then he was saying, but they had the best team, and that they'll be able to look into my DAC report, or just see what's going on with my driving record and end up going from there. But in the meantime, well, actually no, I think he gave me a call back and said everything was good and that I just needed to end up making a decision. Yeah, that's what he said. Everything was good. I needed to end up making a decision. And then he wanted to know what he wanted to know how he looked amongst the competition. He phrased it like, so how are we stacking up against the competition? And I was like, I forgot what I told him, but he was like, we have Blue Cross Blue Shield for insurance, and we have a 401k plan with Fidelity. And I was like, I was thinking to myself, Damn, my foot's asleep. I'm sorry, that's not what I was thinking. But that's not what I was thinking, but I was thinking web TPA, because there was a call center job that I was trying to get for the longest time, and it kind of reminded me, those benefits kind of reminded me of what web TPA had. Everybody from United Healthcare was trying to get over to web TPA for the longest, and it's like, if I ever want to go back to a call center job, all you gotta do is put it, okay, let me stop advertising for web TPA. But if you want a job that you get paid weekly, and I think it's like $17-18 a week that you end up getting paid, and all you're doing is processing claims, all you gotta do is put in your application. That's it. So it kind of reminded me of that. And he was like, well, get back to me whenever you're ready. And I was like, I never got back to him. And my foot's like really asleep right now. So during the time that all that happened, I ended up getting, because I had already put in my application with Swift. Swift ended up giving me a call back. They checked everything out, and they told me that I was all good to go, and that my orientation was going to be on Wednesday. Like, this was probably a week after I had ended up putting in my application. And then I, like, last second, I put in an application with KLLM. In a couple of days, I got a call back, and they were gonna set me up. So I had an orientation with Swift and KLLM that I could end up choosing from, except I had a restriction on my license. So KLLM was a no-go. So ultimately, chose Swift. And I have been content. I have been good. They have been running me since. As I always say, y'all research companies. Research the companies. You can ask me all day until I'm blue in the face, Paris, how do you feel about Swift? Ask a recruiter. Please ask a recruiter. In terms of the differences between Prime and Swift, contact a recruiter, because during the time that I was there, I know that there have been some changes, and there are a lot of YouTubers that you can actually watch videos on to see what those changes are. But really contact a recruiter and ask them these questions. But that's all I have for you guys. I will see you on the next video.